show. My name's James Troopney. Well, what can I say? It's been a day, hasn't it? Well, I'm actually on holiday at the moment, so this is a day late. I watched the show this morning, and as you can imagine, I was somewhat shocked to discover later in the day that New Japan Pro Wrestling has a new owner. That Bushiroad has sold out its shares to a joint venture from Cyberagent and from TV Asahi. Now, excuse me while I sip my iced latte in this glorious summer heat. We don't really know an awful lot about what's going to happen, other than the company's going to pretty much remain the same. And generally speaking, if you want a better analysis that I'll give you, go on Cheap Shot's Twitter and Blue Sky accounts, where he's given a full, detailed account of what he thinks may happen. And Alan's a very thoughtful man who knows a lot about the wrestling industry. My general take on it is not an awful lot will happen as far as general presentation of the product is concerned at the moment. All the news came out today that they're going to stop showing AEW Dynamite on New Japan World, which is no surprise, basically, because AEW now has a streaming service that works in Japan, which was the real problem they had before. A lot of people are concerned about that, but I don't think it's going to make much difference, to be honest with you. But yeah, the thing is, Cyberfight know what they're doing when it comes to presenting professional wrestling, because obviously they present Noah, they present DDT and TJPW as well, and have done incredibly well with them. Otherwise, people like Ganabray and Sendai Girls and Michinoku Pro and Marvelous and Marigold won't have anything to do with them. And because of that ubiquity within the wrestling business, it makes sense for them to be involved. TV Asahi are the lead company in the promotion now, and I'm going to make New Japan a subsidiary. I think, interestingly, Bushiroad have kept Stardom as a separate entity and are not selling Stardom anytime soon, or at least until they can get a decent price for Stardom. Alan pointed out that Stardom actually kind of like lines up with Bushiroad's needs much more than New Japan does, as well, it's making more money, or likely to make more money in the long run for them, and it's also matching up with their needs. They need big stars, and there are big stars in Stardom. Not that there aren't big stars in New Japan, but they aren't the stars that have been steadily being built over the last 10 years in Stardom. New Japan's new stars are still fairly fresh and are not like linked into the what's the word I'm looking for, into the zeitgeist of Japanese culture, the way Stardom wrestlers are. So that's kind of where we're at with that, and we'll probably have more stuff to talk about that when Christy's back from her moving in. I talked to her yesterday. She's doing well. She's okay. But we'll see. I need someone to bounce off with that. And this one I'm doing on my own. From my hotel room in Liverpool. Glorious place that it is. I've had a very cultured morning at the museums and at Tate Modern, which is lovely. Anyway, this is from night 8. We were in Kiramese Namusa in Japan. In Namusa Shizuoka. Pardon me. Namusa Shizuoka, Japan Prefecture. Shizuoka Prefecture. 777 in attendance. The Angels number. There you go. Tatsuya Matsumoto defeated Taki Nakahara in the opener. I must admit, I did not watch the non-championship matches. Team DK, Hartley Jackson, Robbie Eagles, and Ray Owa defeated Matsutoru Yasuda, Toriyano, and Valiente Jr. 6 or 9, Master White and Raisuke Kikuchi tagged with Nick Wayne and Tiger Master to defeat Unbound Company, Daiki Guy, Gedo, Robbie X, and Titan in 9 minutes and 48 seconds. And then we got to the action proper. Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeated Daisuke Sasaki, 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Sarah Koshak mentioned that on her Blue Sky feed, that this was a much more preferential way that she would like Daisuke Sasaki to lose, going out to the, fellow rapscallion in Yoshinobu Kanemaru, which I thought was funny. But true, Sasaki is kind of like, he thinks he's a good guy, but he's really not, because his willingness to cheat just gets ahead of him. He wants to do it right, but he just can't manage it. He can't hack it. Whereas Kanemaru perfectly happy with being the bad guy at all times and doing the things that he needs to do to get the job done. And as you can imagine, there was shenanigans in this particular match, much as there was in the next match. Sho gets to 8 points by defeating Hyo And Meow Meow is still in Show's cage. Sad times. Yo came down dressed as a more dark version of himself, which he used to use when he was a heel, and now he's a babyface. So this was a big jump for him. The character change I appreciated. It showed he was taking the show seriously and was not wrestling just for the points. He was wrestling for honor and Meow Meow's freedom. But he lost, which will control the torch for another day. I'm assuming that he will get a win back before the end of the tour, and Meow Meow will be at his side once again. El Desperado defeated Jacob Austin Young in a very good match. It's 7 minutes and 37 seconds, but the match is a lot longer than that because Jacob Austin Young jumped Desperado from the get-go and set about him in a hardcore manner, which he said he was going to do in the press conferences beforehand. He wanted a death match with Desperado. Desperado was not forthcoming. You, son, are not of deathmatch quality. So he was right. Zane J was involved in a lot in this one, as you can imagine. It was good. It was solid. It was a nice outing. Obviously, Jacob Austin Young and all of United Empire, a bunch of Tories, so I can't support them. And yeah, 7 minutes and 37 seconds. They're well worth the watch. Probably Jacob Austin Young's most vital performance of this tournament so far. Kushida and Yo. 9 minutes 56 seconds. This was an odd match. They're in a bit of an odd place, both of them, because Yo's not going to win the tournament unless he has a big late run because he's way behind now. Kushida was on 4 points and is now looking in contention in Block B because he's on 6 points, as are a bunch of other people. And it's like he's gone literally from doldrums to contention within 2 matches, which such is the way of things at the midpoint of a tournament like this. Kushida wrestled barefoot for this one, taking it more of a grappling approach. And Yo kind of took advantage of that, trying to stomp on his bare feet. But Kushida's happy being a bit of a dark guy in this particular Ghost, and Yo was obviously a very popular wrestler on this particular show. It was good. It was a bit weird. It was the Yo match, because it was going to be weird. So yeah, bit of a strange one, but well worth the watch. Robbie Eagles He did defy him. He defeated Taiji Ishimori 12 minutes and 30 seconds. This was kind of your classic of its era Best of Super Juniors match. 2 baby faces, gung-ho, have a crack. And nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed it very much for what it was. Though if you like character-led wrestling, this is not for you. This works fine. Perfectly reasonable match. Ideal kind of like good match, 5-star rating for it, but not really your thing if you want a bit of drama. This was a drama-free area. It was just exciting from the wrestling point of view. Which brings us to the main event of Francesco Akira defeating Jun Kasai. I'll say it again. Francesco Akira defeating Jun Kasai, 13 minutes and 1 second. This was a bit rum. This was violent. There were skewers and forks and all sorts in this. Not only did Akira take skewers to the forehead, sorry, Christy, I know you're not going to like that. And Zane J also took skewers to the forehead. Jun Kasai was liberal with the delivery of the skewers. Jun Kasai also got a fork to the forehead from Francesco Akira. Red Shoes got bumped out of the way, and the referee, we got a spare referee down. Marty Zami, that's the one, came down and finished the match off. And that was the show. It was fun. A bit odd moments, some interesting moments, certainly. A show well worth watching, but you're kind of at the midpoint where people are starting to get a bit tired. And I think that's probably the reason why, you only had one epic match on this, and probably the reason why Akira and Kasai were put in the main event to do something that wasn't so wrestling heavy. Not to say they didn't suffer for their art, though. They were both bleeding like stuck pigs by the end. Christy Beck, you probably best not watch this one. I don't think you'll like it very much. If you're listening, don't watch this one. Your boy is, no, it'd be unpleasant for you. I'm not saying don't. You're an adult. You should do what you want, but and I feel bad already because I've sent Marcus a deathmatch watch, the deathmatch list this week for reasons that will become clear in a couple of weeks' time. In the meantime, that's the Troop Mini shows today, at series for today. My name's James Troop. You can find me at Sheriff Lone Star on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Mastodon, and Sheriff Lone Star TX on Instagram. You can find the Troop Mini show on SoundCloud and Stitcher and all the other places you get your podcasts from. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Helps with the algorithm. And we'll be back on Saturday with another Today at Best of Super Juniors. Take care. See you soon. Bye.